Hi everyone, welcome back to Tara's Take. So today I have brought along some tracing paper, some rice paper, and some vellum. And I am going to be making some background pages. We've done this on my channel before, but this is for our something challenge. And our something challenge this week is rubber stamping. So I wanted to do some background pages with my rubber stamps. And just kind of make maybe a collage of, kind of like the Tim Holtz paper that we did way back in the day. We haven't done it. That was, my goodness, that was a very long time ago. Yeah, so let's go for it. So all you're going to need today is stamps. You're going to need, if you want to use them, you're going to use some clear blocks, ink. I'm going to play with some, let's see, I'll probably do black. Oh, here's my black over here. I have my archival ink. I'm going to have to eventually replace this. It's old now, but yeah, it's still working. So I am going to start, I'm just going to kind of try and keep within a theme, sort of. This one doesn't even want to peel off. This one's brand new. Brand spanking new. It's a music sheet. So I thought I would do some music background. I don't know if it's going to fit. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And if you've ever done this with me before, you know I just kind of try to scatter it around. I have not used this one, like I said, so we'll see how it does. I may need to pull out some padding. Where is my little pad? I don't use it that often, and so every time I go to use it, I'm like, oh, where's it at? Oh, here's one. I use this one sometimes. My little round thing here. Let's see, how'd it do? Oh, it did good. Good. So, nice. So I have a few different stamps. I'm just gonna kind of maybe bring it about there. Hopefully. That's working nice. That's good. I'm glad. I should probably put, you know what I could do is put like a piece of felt underneath my paper, and then that could act as a I overlap that one. I'm going to see how it looks. I don't know. I don't hate it. We'll see. Far from done. I'm far from done. We're going to bring some stuff in. Let's see. Let's go into this corner here. It's a little different. I've not done something quite like this before. Now I have it down here on my table. Let me see if I can wipe that up. Yep. Okay. And I think I'm going to do one more over in this corner up here. I'm just going to go straight on this one. Okay. I don't know yet what I'm going to be doing on the rest of it, so just bear with me, folks. Now, we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I don't know. I didn't have a plan. I have had kind of a tough week. You guys know I'm having some health issues and been dealing with that stuff. So it's been an interesting week, and I jumped on here because I knew I hadn't done anything for next week. And if at all possible, I will not miss my devotions and my time with you guys. You know, I'm very determined to make sure that I am with my girls. Let's see, I was looking to see what this says. Which way is right here? Sorry, can't see. B. Okay, it's this way. Oh, there it is. Now I can read it. That's funny. I couldn't read it before. I'm going to do a couple of little... Be kind to yourself. You deserve love. Unleash your creative spirit and believe in the healing power of art. KHS. We're going to put a few of those around. Not everywhere, but a few of them. And like I said, remember this is going to be I love this thing here, this little, I have this one somewhere in my drawer, I think. We'll put some script on here. Get a little bit bigger. Okay. So how's everybody doing? What's been going on? I feel I haven't recorded all week, and I feel like I've been away from you guys. Even though I haven't been, I'm still, you know, I put out this week's videos, so you guys see me every day, but I feel like I've been away because I haven't been recording this week much. I've done our devotions, and I haven't done anything else, and so, yeah, that always feels like I'm far away from y'all when it's like that. I'm going to bring in some off the edge. It's taking a minute for this to dry on here, just so you know, if you're going to do it on this tracing paper. I think I did it on the right side. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did it on the shiny side. I don't know. Oh, know that there is a shiny side. I've used tracing paper before. You just have to make sure not to get it everywhere. I like what this one says. Whispers of the Heart. I like that. Let's put that on here, okay? Let's do some color. I don't know if it'll look good, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to bring in a little bit of color. Yeah, I talked to my daughter today, and we are going to court. So be praying, you guys, because her attorney is not, you know, he's not encouraging at all. And, of course, the enemy wants to whisper in your ear that it's never gonna, you're not gonna see him, they're gonna take him away forever, and all the things that he does. And I'm like, Lord, if that be your will, then I will abide by it. But I am putting everything of this into, all of me into this, all of my daughters into this. And we're going to fight and ask that you would soften the heart of the judge, that the judge would see my daughter's heart, my heart, and know that we love him, because the enemy is a liar. And I'm not kidding. I am that person. I've told the Lord, and it's true. If it's his will, then let only his will be done in this situation. Not hers, not the dad's, not anybody else's, just Jesus. So I'm just kind of going over this randomly with some stuff, and I'm going to bring in some other stuff too. I'm just not really sure exactly what I want to do to it yet. I'm trying to organically disperse, I guess, these circles so that they look right. I really love the circles. I do. I love putting them on stuff. Now, let me see my drawer. Here it is. This is the, this goes on this here. It's this one right here. Yeah, it goes like that. It's kind of cute. We're going to put it on there and see. Needs to be cleaned. So I was, telling you guys about the palpitations. So I have, gosh, it's kind of a long story, but the palpitations, I think, were due to caffeine. And anything else that I might take that pushes my heart, like ibuprofen and all that. Okay, so I tend to, I've narrowed it down, and so I am no longer drinking coffee. Well, I had decaf, but I'm no longer drinking regular coffee, and I am no longer taking Excedrin at all. So I may sound a little bit different, and that's because I have fought off feelings of tiredness and stuff, and achiness, and an unfocused mind for years with caffeine, I'll be honest. And if it's going to impact my heart, I can no longer do that. And so you're kind of getting me raw right now. This is me with nothing, no caffeine in me. I haven't drank any coffee, and I haven't taken any Excedrin, and I'm kind of, tired. And so, or I feel tired. I slept a good night. I had a good night's sleep. It's not like that. It's just that this is me when I'm not caffeinated. And so I was going to tell you guys that be praying, because I am identifying some things that have been going on with me for years that have been very unrelated, what has seemingly been unrelated issues. Okay? And I have been doing a lot of research. I talked to my doctor yesterday, and he agrees that I need to get my thyroid checked, because I have what they call a goiter. You can't see it. It's behind. It's still far enough in. It's not big enough that you can actually see it. It hasn't made my neck swell up to the point where it's obvious that it's there, but it is there. And it is, it's been there. I've known about it since since 2014 was when Alex and I discovered it, my late husband. And it never bothered me. I didn't even know it was there until one day I felt it inadvertently when I was standing there talking to him. And he had never noticed it. And so I have no idea when it came, but it is a thyroid goiter. So I had prior to even noticing this thing, I had my thyroid checked, and they said, oh no, your levels are normal. And so now, after doing much research, and anybody out there who has a thyroid issue will probably know that those tests are not always reliable. The initial blood test, sometimes you have to dig a little bit deeper. So my doctor, my cardiologist told me yesterday that he always has my thyroid checked and that it reads normal. So, your thyroid is supposed to be from I think it's like 0.45 or something to, it's supposed to read like 0.45 to, I'm going to do a rose here on this one, to 4.54 or something like that. That's close. And mine is at 144. So it's kind of on the lower end of the scale. And my doctor said, since you have that goiter on your neck, I do want you to go ahead with your PCP and find out if, it's, maybe your thyroid. Well, my father died from an autoimmune disease. And so I know that autoimmune issues run in my family. And I had fibromyalgia, which is an autoimmune disease. And I also have psoriasis, which is another autoimmune disease. And so I started researching a little bit more, and I've never really done this. I started looking up autoimmune diseases, and I started looking up what it could look like, symptoms and stuff like that. And so what I'm finding is that I have a lot of issues that could possibly be going along with my autoimmune situation, which like I said, I have already been diagnosed with fibro, and I've already been diagnosed with psoriasis, and there's also, and I've complained about this before because Sonia always tells me to sleep with a pillow between my legs, which I do, but it still is flaring up, and that's my back. And then also the aches in my joints really bad, in my knees and in my ankles, and my hands get cramped up. I know you guys have probably seen me, move my hands a lot. Sometimes it's because they're hurting me. And then also I've had pain in my feet out of nowhere. And so I'm trying to use a few new things that I haven't used before on this, and it's looking rather weird, but sometimes the weirder things look, the better they look when you're done, so I'll just keep going. Anyway, and so I have this random pain in my back, my feet, my hands, my extremities. Well, I was studying yesterday about it, and it turns out there's something called psoriatic arthritis. And I've never heard of psoriatic arthritis, but it's an autoimmune arthritis. Now, I didn't know there was such a thing. And so I started reading up on it, and it is very similar. The description of its symptoms are very similar to what I'm experiencing, and what I have been experiencing for years. So it also said that when someone has psoriatic, I'm not sure even how to say it, but when they have that type of arthritis, they usually will also acquire fibromyalgia. And so I am going to, as our sister Pam told me today, one of you who's named Pam, who knows who you are, contacted me, and when I told her what was going on, she said she was really proud of me because I am being my own advocate, because so often today doctors, they're overwhelmed and they just can't really find what's wrong with you. And that's where I've been, because to be honest with you guys, my symptoms are such that I'm not sure I'm liking this, and I usually end up, going, oh, I'm starting to like it. Um, but you know, yeah, we got to keep going. No, I was thinking about, you know, all the years, because when you talk to me about this, it sounds like, well, why didn't you go? Why didn't you get checked? Why didn't you, you know, pursue this? And it's like, I did pursue different things and was given medications for, you know, different parts of the problem. Like I said, there's so many different issues going on that are unrelated, and they don't jive with each other. And it's like, okay, why am I experiencing this and this and this? And it starts to make you feel like a hypochondriac, or it starts to make you feel like all you ever do is complain. So you learn to, anybody out there who has chronic pain or who has chronic issues knows that you start to adjust your life around not talking about it and not bringing it up and just dealing with it. Am I right? I mean, if I'm off on that, please let me know. But for me, it became kind of a thing of, I just don't want to talk about this anymore. And I'm just going to take Excedrin. It makes me feel a little bit better. And I have literally taken Excedrin since I was in my late 20s to early 30s. And I would quit it for a season, but I would go back to it because it was the one thing I could take that made me feel better. And of course, for years, I was on medication, pain medication, because I was allergic to everything for fibromyalgia. And so when they diagnosed me with that, they started giving me butterflies. Always make things better for me. When they gave me that, I just, I was on pain medications for 11 years, you guys, and I weaned myself off of them because I got sick of taking them. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Well, I haven't taken any pain medication except for Excedrin, Motrin, and ibuprofen for the last 5 years. And now my heart is like, okay, I can't do this anymore. You got to quit taking that stuff because it's hurting me. That's why I'm having these palpitations, because it's affecting my heart. And so I have to quit taking it. So not taking it now, I could cry talking about this because it's very painful all over the place in my body. And I'm like, okay, I have to quit taking everything. And I don't have the focus that I normally have either, because of part of having the autoimmune thing, and even just the autoimmune thing. I don't even know about the thyroid yet, but part of having the autoimmune thing is not having a lot of focus. That kind of comes with it. And gosh, I hope this is looking okay. It's kind of starting to be stacked up on stuff. Yeah, see, you can't really tell. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But yeah, so my focus has been not good the last few days. So that's why I really haven't done any, I'm just gonna, no. I'm messing this up. Maybe I won't do this, and I'll just do some smaller things in between. Yeah, so I'm not crazy about what I did here. I'm just being honest. You can be honest too. If you don't like it, it's okay. I don't mind. But yeah, so my focus is off, as you can tell just by the way I'm talking. I know you can tell because you guys know me, and I'm not myself right now. So forgive me, kiddos. I love you, and I didn't want to miss out on being with y'all. So I'm here doing my video, even though I probably should be taking a nap, but I don't want to start, we got to figure this out, because I am not gonna sit around and do nothing. I'm not gonna just go in a corner and, lay in bed because I can't think straight. I'm not gonna do it. So I do not know about this piece. This is probably going to be one of those that I walk away from and go, oh, I come back and go, oh, it's kind of cute. I don't know. Let me hold it up here. What do you think? It's a little bit much. It's very busy, which I don't really mind that it's busy, except for right through here. I'm not crazy about that. But I don't mind that it's busy simply because I like the collage paper look, you know. But I'm just not sure. Man, my hands are like totally black here. Well, we're going to leave that one and let it rest for a minute while I grab. Let's do a piece of rice paper. Rice papers. So cool. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Oops, sorry. That's kind of what's going on for me today. And can you even hear it in my voice? My voice is a little shaky. Not sure why, but it is. Tiny bit. I don't like being sick. I'm not a hypochondriac. And I'm not, I'm not a person who likes to sit around and be sick. Some people actually, I don't want to say they enjoy it, but like my grandma was a wonderful lady, but she did love the attention she would get from being sick. Little sweetheart that she was, but she did. And I used to tell her, Grandma, I think you like being sick. I was like, I do not, But there's a reason that Jesus asked the man at the well, do you want to be well? Because, oopsie, missed a spot, dang it. Because he knew that there were those people who actually did not want to be well. It does happen. And that's not bad. And so, yeah, I don't want to be sick. I actually went through years of my life where I had to take that medication, and that kind of kept me in that mindset, I'll be honest, during those years that I was on the pain medication, because that was all I knew. And I started to just, you start to kind of just go with it. And yeah, once I realized how bad it was destroying my life, I weaned myself off of it. I've been away from it for, like I said, for almost 6 years. And I don't want any part of feeling that way anymore, So for me to be not feeling good and not be able to do my thing and really feel free to enjoy life is bugging me a lot. So, just if I come to mind, please keep me in your prayers. I'm looking here because I wanted to pick the right things to put on here. And I don't want my stamps to get all jumbled up either. I'm trying to keep them in a semblance of order, which is not easy, actually. Let's see. There we go. All right. I have one here. It's new also. Where'd you go, baby? It's another music one, but I don't know if I'm going to use it this time because I already did the other one, but that one's cool, huh? It's fun. That one might be more of like a full page inside a journal or something, I think, for me. I do want to do one with this. I love this set, and I used the paper that I already did. I just used this one on that other piece, but this time I'm not going to overlap it with anything so that we can actually see it on the page. Okay. So we are going to place another thing good with rice paper is it kind of sinks in to your the ink sinks into your paper, which is cool. And we're just gonna do a little bit. Let's see, we'll do one here. And then I'm gonna do one straight down here. And those will be our focal points for now, and then we'll work from there. Let's see. Do any of you out there have autoimmune issues? They kind of sneak up on you. You know, when this first started, I can say when I first saw the signs of autoimmune issues, and that was in 2008. I was working at the Attorney General's office here in Arizona, and I was at my desk one day, and all of a sudden I felt only what I can only describe as a feverish pain go through my body. And it was in my lower legs and like my waist down, my lower body, I mean. And I felt incredibly fevered, and my joints began to ache, and my muscles ached, and everything just ached. And I sat there and I'm like, am I getting sick? But I didn't. Where's my pad? I had oh, here it is. Everything's clear on my desk right now, and I couldn't see them. But I had everything in me just start aching like a flu. And I thought, what in the world? And I kept being like that for like 2 weeks, and it was horrible. It was just horrible. And I didn't know what to do. And so I finally, after about 2 weeks of that, it started hitting the upper part of my body, like my shoulders, my arms, my elbows, everything started to ache, even to the point that like my skin hurt. It hurt for Alex to touch me. It just ached, just like I was sick. And I went to a neurologist. And she did all kinds of tests on me. Pardon me. She did all kinds of tests on me to see if she could figure out what in the world was going on. And she finally concluded that I had fibromyalgia. Well, that same spring, it happened in the spring of '08, that same spring I began to suffer from psoriasis on my scalp, which makes my hair fall out. It's terrible. I hate it. And so I began to have struggles with that. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know. And we are gonna look in here. I have another piece to this, and I don't see it. I had it. I thought I had it earlier. Where'd it go? There's another piece to this set, and I don't see where it went. Sorry. Oh, here it is. My other whole sheet. And so yeah, I ended up being diagnosed with that, and so that began my journey. And I did not at the time, and no one else has ever, nobody's ever associated the fibro and the psoriasis. But I looked it up, and they do associate it. Doctors do associate it now. I have not been treated for fibro in, like I said, it's been about 6 years, and I have just taken Motrin or ibuprofen when it bothered me, when I felt the pain come, and just dealt with it. Well, I was, like I said before, I was fine as long as I was masking my symptoms with a pill, like Excedrin. Believe it or not, that's really all I ever took was Excedrin. But it would cause my mind to feel alert, and so I didn't feel sick, you know. And yeah, so I've just been going along fine, and now I'm like, okay, I can't take Excedrin anymore. I don't know what, do I want to put this on here? I don't think I do, actually. I'm going to wipe that off and just not put that. Because I kind of like the way these are coming up, and I might build something with more of those. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. It's not been fun. I can say that much. It's not fun. And trying to figure out with doctors what's wrong with you is not fun. Because like my doctor, he's a cardiologist. He's been with me now for 3 years. Very nice guy. But he sees my numbers are okay on his blood test, so he's like, oh, let's look at the positive, he says. And I'm laughing because I'm like, I always look at I'm a positive person, but I'm also suffering, and I need to, figure this out. And he said, well, I do want to do some mapping on your veins because I have varicose veins, and it ran in my family. And he's like, we can do something about that. And I said, okay. So we're going to do that. He wants to do a heart monitor to see if the palpitations or any arrhythmias or anything show up. And I said, okay, so we're going to do that, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. But I'm like, okay, but what about this, daily thing I'm dealing with? He's like, well, I took tests and your numbers are fine. And I love this doctor. He's a great guy, but I'm just like, okay, you're not hearing me, because this is affecting my daily life every day. It's affecting me. I know you guys can tell because I'm not talking like myself. So yeah, I'm just gonna pursue it myself. He did say that he thought it would be a good idea for me to go to my, PCP and get checked and find out if maybe the thyroid is acting out or whatever. I didn't even really try to go into anything further with him because I felt like he was shutting me down, which really, I'll be honest, it kind of disappointed me because I didn't think he was like that. And I know he was busy, and he's probably, just thinking I'm imagining things or whatever. But, my daughter and I talked, and she's like, oh, Mom, she goes, I've been hoping that you would get help about all these things for years, because she grew up with her mommy, and she knows that I endured all this. I've been going through all this forever, and she's seen me cover it up with Excedrin or, whatever I could find to help me. As far as like Motrin and stuff, she knows what I've gone through. She saw me have to take the medication for all those years and finally get off of it. And yeah, so I was like, this is what I've been going through forever. And she's like, I know, Mom, I've been worried about you forever, and it's hard when doctors, I know they can't, fix you, you know what I mean? But do y'all know what I mean? It's frustrating, right? A little bit. When you go to a doctor and you're told basically, oh, you're okay. Your numbers look good. And you're like, okay, then why do I feel so bad? Because there are a lot of things in this world, and we know this. If, doctors do find out down the road, they're like, oh, if we'd only discovered this earlier. Or we hear about people that go through things like this all the time, and it's kind of like, okay, seriously? Don't be that doctor who puts your patient off because, you don't see anything immediate in front of you. Run some more tests. Request, that more blood is drawn, whatever. I don't know. I kind of felt dismissed, which was not what I didn't expect that. Because he's known me for so long, and I'm like, I don't go in there. Actually, I go in there and basically fake him out most of the time. I go in there and act like I'm fine. And it's because I'm always worried people are just going to look at me and kind of go, you're fine. And that's exactly what he did when I finally opened up. And so yeah, I'm a little disappointed, to be perfectly honest, but I'll be all right. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about all that. It's depressing. I just know that there's many of you who are with me all the time, and you guys want to know what's going on because you ask me, and some of you even message me privately and ask, and I just want to make sure I let y'all know where I'm at, what's been happening, all that good stuff. I'm looking here really quick because I want to see, you know what I think I'll do, since I do have this thing over here of flowers. What are these? They're a little goofy looking. Yeah, they're not as, I don't want those. Let's see, what can we put? I like this. This is pretty. May the warm wind of friendship blow softly today. That is from my lovely Pammy. Let's see here. Okay. What else is going on? It's only Wednesday of last week, so not a ton is going on. I didn't go to the food drive today because of the ick. Normally I would be there today, and tomorrow is just stay at home and make videos. But I want to apologize too. I haven't been as active. Oopsie. Oh, shoot. Oh, I've got this under here. I haven't been as active on Facebook, and I'm sorry if I've made anybody feel ignored. If you've posted and I didn't say anything, I'm sorry. I haven't been on there very much because of this. It's got me very distracted, as you can tell. So I hope I didn't bum you guys out too much today. Talked about Enoch, my daughter, my health. I've been kind of depressing, haven't I? I'm so sorry. So far it's been 42 minutes of I got Courtney. I'll tell you something happy. I got Courtney to start watching, and he's never really watched it. So I got him to start watching Bob Newhart and Newhart, both of them. And so we're kind of going back and forth. And it's so funny because he's never really seen these shows. And I'm so excited because I love Bob Newhart. And yeah, so that's my funny. He's just like, these are really good shows. And I said, I know. And y'all know he's younger. He's younger than us, most of us. And so he was a little kid, you know, when Bob Newhart's show was out and stuff. And so yeah, he's kind of like, wow, this is really a good show. I didn't ever watch it because I hated the theme song, and I just laugh at him. I'm like, seriously? He never watched that or MASH. He didn't like the theme song, and so he always thought the show was boring or whatever. And so yeah, I've gotten him to broaden his horizons a little bit, which is fun. That's always a good thing. It was my sissy's birthday this week. Brenda, happy birthday if you're watching, honey. I got her a card with some money in it, which is always fun to get, right? And I called and sang her happy birthday. And it's really all I could do because she's way far away from me, unfortunately. We live in different states. She's in Arkansas, so I couldn't be with her, but let's see. I'm wondering. I have a few. Oh, you know what? I have this thing that's separate. That might look really cute. I have it's in there, but I was thinking I could do it by itself in a few spots, maybe. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a whirl, huh? Shall we? I used to say that to my daughter, shall we? And she'd say, shall we? And I'd say, yes, we shall. I got the sweetest message today from one of our lovely friends, Miss Vanessa from Clemens Crafts, and she is sending me a happy mail. So sweet. She's so precious. If you guys don't subscribe to Clemens Crafts, you should go over and give Vanessa some love. She is an awesome person and a good friend. I love you, girl. Big blessing. She's a big blessing. I think we're gonna put a few little fun spots on here. I love trying to figure out which one I want to use. I guess this one will work. I love the spots. Just kind of makes it look, I don't know. For some reason, they kind of tie stuff in. Just having them in the background. It doesn't really matter to me what they're on. They just give that little, I don't know, look. I hope I never lose this particular stamp. Because you can do splotches with paint and all that, but when you're doing work with just stamping and you don't want the paper to get wet or whatever, these are just a fun way to kind of grunge things up a little bit. This is permanent ink I'm using on here, and I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't try to do some coffee on here and brown this paper. I have some right here, and I'm going to move some stuff because otherwise I'll be ruining things. You know me. I tend to be like, oh, I just dive in and do stuff and then go, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have covered that, or I should have been protecting this or that. You know what I mean? I tend to do that. But I wanted you guys to be able to watch. See, I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, just a light coat. There we go. Not bad. This is the rice paper, so of course it soaks real fast. Doesn't take a lot. I've just got a Walmart water bottle here. Just wanted to do the paper brown. I don't think it'll take long for this to dry either. Simply because it's... Oh, loud noise, by the way. So because I use the permanent ink, it's not messing up with the liquid. So now I have more of a brown effect on my paper, which I like. I don't think it looks quite as dark as it is in real life. It's a little bit darker than it seems in the camera where I'm looking down into the camera. Now this one I like better than the first one. Because, I don't know, let me look at it now. It looks alright. It'll be cute for a backup, like a background or something. Or even as an envelope. That's always fun. There we go. Drying nice. Alright. Man, my fingers are totally stained. Yeah, there we go. Dry. Awesome. The water made it sound cooler too. It's still a little bit wet right there, but it doesn't normally have that floppy sounds or that crispy sound, so I like that. And then we have our vellum. Let's see. Goodness. If I can get a piece to come out. I have other stuff in here with it, and it's fighting me. Okay, come on. I really love to print on vellum. a lot. So I don't know if you've ever tried that, but I find that really satisfying. Let's see now, where is, here it is. I thought I might use walnut stain on this one. So I will not be getting this paper wet. Of course, vellum also crinkles really bad, and I don't know. I'm gonna do corners on this one. The walnut stain, it's gonna take a second for it to dry, so I need to be careful. The vellum is not the kind of paper that soaks in the ink. It just kind of sits on top of it, so you do have to watch so you don't streak, I'm kind of thinking that I might do like a 4 square with these, like so. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it just for fun. Let's see here. Maybe not. I'm off, but that's all right. It'll be okay. They'll just be cut at different angles. Lord, you are more beautiful than diamonds, and Lord, you are more costly than gold. Lord, you are more precious than silver, and nothing I desire compares to you. That song just came to my head. So now I want to look in here. I want to build something in the center. Let's see, what do I got? What do I got that would go? I was looking at this Eiffel Tower. It's a little big. It's a wee bit big. Let me see. Let me see. You know what I wish I had, and I don't. I wish I had, like, a woman, I don't know, do I want to do script? I was going to do a little bit of script, but now that I've kind of laid out a map, I think, if I'm not mistaken, let me see. Oh, you know what I have? I have this. This is really cool. If I can put it down in the right place in the center, each time I may end up overlapping a little bit. I don't know. I was thinking this would look pretty. We are going to give it a try. If I mess it up, well, I tried. This was given to me by Miss Lori, I believe. I think. Oh, you know what, guys? If I'm wrong, I apologize. It's been, see, now I raised that up because it hasn't dried yet. Ah, not good. Not good. I don't have any idea if this is going to come out okay. Not really. The flower, I mean, it's all right. If you look at it, it's okay, but see how wet it is? Yeah, the vellum thing is not working for me. Not right now. So I'm going to bring this piece back in. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do with this lovely little piece? See, I like that. I think that's cute. And when you do things back and forth and you change direction, you can have it any direction and it doesn't matter because it looks like it's okay. You know? It looks like you planned it that way. And you did. So, yeah, I like that. I'm thinking if I wanted to, sorry. Yeah, you know, I think I will. I was going to say, here's what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to use some of my paper. Okay, and first of all, I know that this whole piece is not going to fit. Well, it almost fits. I guess I could trim some of it off. Or we could go ahead. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that instead. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tear this in half. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, now we are going to play with some Mod Podge here. I wasn't planning on Mod Podging anything, but I think it'll be fun. Right? Right. I need more Mod Podge. I've actually been using it quite a bit lately, haven't I? I'm just going to take some of that up and put it back into the bottle here. I don't think this thing is going to take up both sides, but I do think that we might need to bring it to, you know, kind of close to the edge, just in case, and then that way it can dry. Because I'm not sure, but this looks pretty long. Okay. Oopsie. All right. Oh, I'm a little off, but I'm glad I put more than was needed, because that way I don't need to worry about, you know, whether or not it's going to be right or not. I'm kind of bummed that the hour has gone by, simply because I was thinking that once this dries I could cut this down and do some decorating on it and show you guys what I would do with it. This is kind of one of those random things that I would do by myself. I do a lot of those by myself that I don't always come back on and make a video about. Just making backgrounds like this, you know. So I'm a little bummed that our video time is about over. I guess for Friday's video, today's Wednesday for you guys. There's Wednesday for me a week ago. But I could do some decorating with this, you know. There is that put down, and I think that's going to be a nice background with that brown paper. I love that. I'm going to do the other half. And yeah, so I think that I will just probably let that dry. Well, no, Courtney's on his way home. Never mind. Well, he's not on his way home, but he's on his way back to the shop. And he started being on his way back to the shop over an hour ago, so I'm pretty sure he'll be calling me here. I'm on my way. So, and no, he doesn't sound like that. He always tells me, do I really sound like that? I'm like, no, I just can't do a guy's voice good. So that's how you sound for me. He teases me about that all the time. Is that how I really sound? Gosh, I sound like an idiot. He'll tell me. He's funny. You guys would love him. I know you already do. You already feel like you know him, huh? I've had so many of you tell me that. If I could get him on camera to talk to y'all, I would. But he's kind of like, no. He's shy. He has said hi to a couple of you when you've been on the phone with me, which was nice. He did say hello. He's just a quiet guy. Not really. He's very talkative. How do I express it? He keeps to himself. He keeps himself to himself. That's how they always say it on the BBC and Acorn. I always hear him say, they kept themselves to themselves, you know. I didn't do my accent that time. Let's see. She kept herself to herself, you know. Here we say, in America, we say they mind their own, or they mind their own business, or they keep to themselves, you know. That's how we say it here. They keep to themselves. I like how they say it in the UK better. There we go. Okay. All right. Alrighty then. We're going to let these babies dry. And if I have time, I'm going to jump back on here and do a little decorating for Friday's video, and that'll be good. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a part of Tara's Take family, subscribe to the channel. We'd all love to have you here. And thank you so much for all of your support and all your love. Thank you for the super thanks. Thank you for being on my Facebook group with me and for hanging out with me and just everything you do every day for me. You guys are awesome. You don't know what it means to have your support and your love, and to know that you actually, you know, that you love me. I love you too. It's a blessing. So I will see you tomorrow's devotion, for those of you who come to the devotion time. If you don't, please join us. It's pretty awesome. We have a good time. And then I'll see you guys on Friday for crafting. I love you so much. Thanks again. Bye-bye.